Hello, how are ya? Let's make some horror scenes and see how things go. Alright, let me just get. I want to create a bedroom scene with someone sleeping and people are trying to get to there is some ghosts in the. This is going to be my room. I'm going to also make sure that I'm going to make a character using make human. Where is make human? I want to use make human to create a character. Hello, Nawaraj. How are you doing? As that loads, let's set up our room. Let me also just make sure that it's not too large. So our room is should be this width. Shouldn't be too large. Extrude up like that. Grab this wall. Set up my camera. I'll use a 25mm here, and I want to have a bed here. So I'm going to go to my asset library or quick functions library and look for bed. Let me make sure that I have my furniture library packed in or linked in. I think it's in the acquis here. So let me first clear search collection. Let me see which pack was this. Let me see. Yeah, I want to have a bed. Let me use this here as my bed. Now I want to use cycles. So I'm getting inspiration. I want to do something like this. I want to do a scene like this, but instead of an office room, I want it to be a bedroom, and I want the girl to be on a bed with her hands like this somewhere. So let's set that up. Let me just create a female character here. Let's see. Let's give her some packages. Okay. Let's see. Let's go to. I think I already have a character here, so let me just use that. Let me first pause here. GPU. Viewport denoising on. So I think the bed should be a bit larger. And also let me get rid of any ambient light, because we're going to be using light mostly from the window. So I'll search for a window here and see what kind of window I could use. I think this fits. I'll just let's turn on random colors here. So this is going to be our window. Let me add other window to our scene. Just make things line up like that, and we want an area light here, so I'll just grab an area light here, make it, scale it at the size of the window. Hello, Atrian, how are you doing? Yeah, something like that. And something like that. Yep. We can make this even more powerful. Let's use 100. Hey, that's too bright. We just have this image here because we're using it as inspiration. So trying to create something like this, but instead of that, we want to have a bed. And I'll make this object editable so that I can shape this a bit and grab all of these. Turn on proportional editing. Make the bed frame a bit longer like that. I'll call this alright. Now let's go in here. I think we need this one to be very thin so that the hands are also thin. Let's go into the materials, just select any, and maybe we need hair as well, so let's go to the geometries, give her some hair. Where is, yeah, hair, some long hair. Yeah, that makes a bit ghostly. I'll export this one as thin women. Now I can go in here just and import under resources or under models, so I need her to be rigged, so let me go to my pose. I just need a simple rig without a lot of amateurs. I'll export again. Import again. FBX. Yeah, like that. And, just we need mostly the hands here. Just grab the amateur. Just grab the amateur here. Just make sure that its viewport is in front. Yes, bring the hands here. So let's see if this is I think we can adjust the glass material here. So this glass material here needs to be a bit rough, quite rough actually. And let me first go to Eevee here for a bit. Just look at this. So this is how it looks if I make it rougher. Let me look at the alpha here. Alpha, I want it to be 1. And let me use screen space refractions here. Just like that, and I want to use a grunge map. So let me go to my resources, grunge map, and grab maybe something like this, and another image node like this, so we can create a grunge map here. Also, let me make sure that these are UV unwrapped. And I can use that blended with this as the roughness here. And we can add a math node here just to amplify the roughness. Damn, don't your eyes pain? You are modeling daily. Yeah, man. I'm okay. Yeah, so we want... let me first get rid of this add. Okay. So let's look at this in cycles and see. Bring this back. Yeah, I'm okay, man. And I think for the light, we don't want it to be. We want it to be behind the character. So I'll just that way the shadow is more menacing, and we don't want it to be too large like that. We can have it. In the back, something like that, and I think it's still a bit too high. And her skin is also a bit. Let's just make sure. Okay, this is. Let me just make sure that her skin is also a bit darker. So I'll just add a hue and saturation here. Just bring the value quite down like that. And I think we might also need an area light that lights directly. Let me just... Hey, thank you for the subscription. is it for? Procedure shading is difficult for me. Can you give me some tips? I can't come to know what to connect where with all those node mappings. Yeah, so I have a course for basics of procedure shading, and you can use exclamation mark course, and yeah, it just gets you through the basics. Yeah, so that's the course if you want to check it out. I'm going to make this a bit. You think now this is becoming a bit more scary. Now what we lack is a character in here. We can just use the same character. I'll just bring my outliner. So let me grab her. Shift G, children, and then let me first pause. Shift G, call this so we want her in the bed. Now we can bring back her and just put her lying in the bed. Just reset all the bonds. So let's pause this. I need to scale her up a bit and bring the blanket this up. I'm first going to edit mode and just scale these bonds up. Scale these bonds so that they are easier to see. Okay, maybe that's too large for some of these. Just grab. Bring her hand. I think that's convincing. Now let's see. And I think we need to bring the camera close up, somewhere here. Their hands should just touch the glass. And not go through it. Hello, Burning Bright. How are you doing, brother? How's everything? It's something like that. And I think now I'm going to play with the contrast here just a bit, with the exposure, and just maybe have this light. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. And I think to make this even more scary, we can grab another one of these. Just add them. Somewhere up. Yeah, we're trying to create a horror scene. It's not something I see a lot of people making, so let me see how do I want this one to be. I want this one to be crawling on the ceiling. Just bring this hand. We should do a session about different phobias, like megalophobia. I can see. So megalophobia is the fear of large things, something like that. Now I can just have a few of these. in different areas. Yeah, a few of gigantic things. But how would you make that visually look scary? Hello, Ujen. Have the thing. How are you doing? I think I can also grab another one of these. Yes. Shift D, children. Shift D. Yes. We want quite a number of these guys. Let me get some other items to decorate this scene, because I think that's what we are lacking now. Let me get a table. By the way, if you're a patron, you can get this as furniture pack that I'm using right here on the Patreon page. Hello Zigzag, how are you doing? Hello Catherine Anthony. A bad view of a very large dam. Okay. Spider zombies. We can do a bad view of a large dam. See, maybe if you have some reference images, that would be amazing. That we can copy from. Yes, add up a few books here. Let me get a lamp. Let me see, light. I think this fits our scene. And I want her eyes to be closed, so let's see. If I suppose this, The same for this. Just have it closed like that. And I'm just going to push these eyes back a bit. Yeah, you can send on Discord and let's see if it's doable. I think this light can just simply be get a picture frame. Just add something. Just make sure that these ones are really touching the top. I think we still need a few of these ghosts. Let's see. For some reason, their shading doesn't really make them that scary. So let's try. And I'm also going to grab an area, a point light up here. Maybe an area light. Let's see. Think more is going to look better, so let's add more. Now even add more this side. Let's try a different shader for this. So let's try using Fresnel, maybe a layer weight. And a shader emission and a transparency. Shader transparency shader here. Blend the two and just use a Fresnel as the mask. Let me see. Do I need to flip these around? Actually, let's not to use an animation. Let's write a diffuse. Gives this that ghost-like feeling. And maybe these have some color to it. Just so they look more ghost-like. Bring back the music. And I think if we added some volume, and maybe a light somewhere here, and make this maybe let's add an area light here as well. So let's add more stuff. Hey, I wanted to add a volumetric, so we just grab a cube. Just give it doesn't seem to do much for us. Don't think it's going to work. Let's just play with the colors here. Looks epic. Thank you, Daniel Craft. Me grab this one. Let's make this light actually should stay as 10. I think I'm also like this scene here, kind of like abandoned building look. Maybe we can add a person here holding a chainsaw, something like that. So let's create a new scene, kind of corridor. Grab the image. Let me see, what else can we do? No, let's do this instead. Because there is this also this here, kind of a train scene. So let's go with that. Just do something like this. Just add in some details here. Now let's start texturing this. Let's this time use Eevee, I think. I'm going to grab tiles, some tiles I have, quick functions, library. We'll go for tiles. Something like that. We're just going to extend this. So we have something like that. Let me look for concrete. Think this could be applied for this face and this face. Let's create these concrete or steel beams. Think they're like H shapes. So just add a loop there. Just get rid of this here. Think they are in that shape. Extrude up. Find a metal material I could use here. Maybe something like this. Actually, I want it on this. They should have the concrete. I'll use a bevel on this. Let me look at this. Should be the roughness, and I'm going to add in these like bolts. So just circle 6 vertices. Extrude like that. Just duplicate them up. And we can use an array to have a few of these. I like that. And let me grab a light. Like this. It's going to be hanging there. Should be a bit wider. And also going to give it other blue tint. Like that. I'll grab one of these beams, remove the array, maybe scale this one a bit down, rotate it 90. We can use an array in the Z direction here. So this light will just be hanging on there. And let me go to my wall and turn everything down. Have another light here. Now also grab an area light. Just shape it to the size of the light. And should give it the same color of the light. Now this light material, I want it to cast no shadows. So something like that. I'll grab this, duplicate it around here. Now we can make this flow be a little bit more detailed. First of all, I want to have it to give it a bevel as well, like that. And I want to add in some extra detail in here. So just have this like that. And I'll create a platform around here. So P, just insert this, make a few subdivisions here, and I just select these, Ctrl T, to triangulate them, and then use a wireframe modifier like that. Just increase the shape. Let me first reduce the bevel here. And in here, we don't need all of these points, so I can just go in and reduce some of those and make sure that these are straight points. So that. So we have that, and I can also use an array. Just give it the metal material as well. And see, it just adds some small detail there. Maybe let's reduce the wireframe size. We can do the same thing on this side, so just going to grab all of this, push it a bit forward. Now I think this portion here should also have, should also have the concrete material. Hey Hitath, Sopra, how are you? Yeah, something like this. Now we're also just going to bring this surface, add it in here. Just like that. Let me make my camera a bit wider. Yeah, bring the roof. Just grab I actually forgot I should have changed the resolution to 1080 because I can support it. So let me just have this here. Yes, make this editable. Yes. And I want like a rim light here, so I'll just grab just something like that. Now use my cloth library to grab, maybe grab something that might look scary. Let me see. I want a coat like this. Let me decimate it so that it's not too heavy. Apply. Let me bring my dummy. Grab. Let me make. Just make something that looks scary. Yeah, I can't change the resolution right in the middle of the stream, so you'll have to wait for maybe tomorrow. Grab these. Let's see. What else can we add in here?
Watch you create your own short videos. Introducing the shorter side of YouTube, YouTube Shorts.
You can add in some wires. Let me see if I bring some pipes. Just to add in some extra detail in there. B is on stilts. Stilts? I'm not sure what you mean there. But oh, you zigzag? Yes, look for a poster. Banner. Don't have banners here. Sad. Let me see if I can find something in my decos. I don't have the decos pack linked. Let me link it in. Yeah, have these banners. So I think we can add them into the scene. I can use my quick decos add-on. Let's look for some under my resources. And I think under my walls, I can grab some dirty and that surface like this. Use it as a deco so that let me just play with the colors here. Create alpha. And just play with the colors just a bit. Just simple way of adding detail to the background. Let me look for something else that we can also add in to make the room more kind of. I'll grab this crack, add it as a deck as well. Gives us a nice crack. Let me first isolate it for a second so that I can work on its colors. I'll create alpha here. Just play Let's look for a different image because that one seems to crash Blender. I'll grab this. Introduce the light here to something like 100 PVC, because I don't want this one to be too much in the light, so just because it's more scary when it's not in the light. Do the same for this. Let's get some text. I'll see graffiti. Let me see if I have any graffiti. Let me grab yeah, something like this. Add to the wall. So want to use it, create an alpha map, and I want this not inverted. I think I really need to overhaul this add-on just to change it to make it easier. And let me go back to my quick functions. I look for wires. Let's add a few wires like this. Let's animate this a bit. Okay, it's really heavy on the PC, but yeah. I think I'm calling this done. Let's try a different scene. Let's try a different scene. I'm looking at ArtStation here to get something that might be interesting to work on, and it's not going to take too much time. Let's see. This is Alexandrov Gleb's art. Hey, it's some nice piece. I saw the trailer. His trailer looked really, really amazing, and the renders look great. Yeah, let's do something from Dune. They had some amazing renders. This doesn't look too difficult, except for the clouds. And let's try something like this, see how long it would take us to make. So we can start, and maybe this time let's try using geometry nodes to populate the city instead of, actually maybe let's just go with the usual way of doing things. I mean, just create a few shapes here. We can make use of the bevel tool. Yes. Get rid of that face. Let's set up our scene here. Just use a very wide angle or very wide aspect ratio. I'll just create a plane. And just going to, let me first go into Eevee here. Grab a new concrete material. Let me use this. I'll adjust the colors a bit. Just come in here. What makes a large item like this look large is if you give it some small details. So for example, if I add these smaller pieces onto it, it will really make it feel like it's actually a large object in this scene. So just add some random detail like that. That's one shape. We can have this in a collection. I can hide that for a second. and use the hair system. Let's try using the geometry nodes to do this instead of using this. So I'll go to my, let me split this, because I want to get used to using geometry nodes, practice using it a little bit more. Okay, so we have this plane. Now there is a, if you go to points, there is distribute points on faces, and that will just add these points onto the faces, randomly distribute them onto the faces. But we have lost the original plane. So instead of that, we can also just bring back we can add a join geometry and join the original geometry to the new geometry, and then we have something like that. Now these instances these points, we can use them to instance objects. So instances on objects on points, and instance, are we able to instance a collection? Let me see, can I grab a collection? Yep. And instance that. So the scale is way off. Now let me first also reduce the number of instances, or the number of points. Let me go back to the original object here, apply the scale, and I also apply the scale of this instance. Let me first get rid of the instance here. You're distributing points on a plane, and I want is to be the instances so we have that many instances, and we want to randomize the rotation of these instances because right now they are facing the same direction. Also, let me change the camera angle or focal length, just so our scene looks a bit more epic. So I want to rotate these randomly, so I'll just do, so we have a rotation for the instances here. What I can do is just grab a random value, change this to vector, and just use that for the rotation. But I only want the rotation to be in the Z axis, so I'll just zero out the rest of the axis. So we have some random objects distributed onto the surface. I'll go to my building pack, clear search objects, and look for some buildings that could fit into this, because I don't want to create buildings from scratch. I'll grab this, add it into our scene, just add it to the first collection, and now you can see that it has also been added to the setup. Just make sure that it's using the same material as this, and this is using the concrete something, so I'll just use that as well. And I'm also going to adjust this material a bit. Yeah, so it's something like that. Now the scale of these is also uniform, which is not something I want. And here, this is the part that scales at these points. So I can also generate a random value for this. Just set this the maximum to 1, but I want to mostly scale. You know what? I think I'm okay with scaling everything. All of this, I'm just going to increase the distribution. For the minimum, I don't want the minimum to be 0, especially for the scale. So this is what we have. Let me save this as Dune. Go to world settings and just, I don't know, use a sun. Let's use 10. And for the sky, let's use a sky texture. But let's use this here. Let me grab my camera and just it seems in the rotation vector, we don't want any rotation in the x and y. We just want only the z. Let's also add some volumetric shading to this. New principal volume. Let's get some more shapes. I'll grab this as well. Add it to the collection 1. Let me make sure that this viewport is set to wireframe. And also this should also have the same material, this material here. Again, the more small detail your assets are going to have, the more realistic they're going to look. So let's grab a copy of this. Just adjust it, change it a bit. Let me first isolate it. Just make a few adjustments. Now, I don't think it needs the bevel. Just creating some random shapes. Also add another one. I like this. Let's use cycles for this and see. I think we really need some large shapes. So let me just move this out of this collection. These are going to be like the mega blocks. And we can also have them off screen, but they will help shape the. They'll just cast very light shadows. Now also I can have a few of them in the distance. Now I'm also going to create another volume object. And this time, this is going to have an emission strength. It needs to be a different material. No emission strength, but the back one should be a different material with emission. Maybe they're part of a building block like that. Let me change the camera size. Let me also adjust the height of these buildings a bit. So this is our height. So the max height is controlled here. And I think we can do something. Let me see how it looks here. Not too bad. I think we can, this is our camera. We can add a platform here that someone is standing on, looking over the city. Something like this. Should also have the same material. And just shape this a bit. Think this could use a different material. That has a much more resolution. Just grab this guy, just add him here. Let's try changing the sun direction. And actually, I want light from this end to be blocked. So I'll grab one of these large pieces. Just bring it back here. Scene is looking great. Thank you, thank you. I still want to stream, but I think for this scene, yeah, we're done with that. Let's look for something else we could do in this minute. So how long has this been? 1:43, not very long. Yeah, I think, I think I'm going to end the stream here. And yeah, we've made a few pieces today, but that's it. Thank you. I'll see you in the next live stream.